right inside this first window here is where our video visitation area is. Santa Barbara, it's all in-face visitation, but that means I have to assign a bunch of staff for visitation. It also means I have to limit when visitation can occur, because I can only bring so many inmates into so many booths at a time. And then it's because I only have staff for certain periods of time, your visitation might be limited to Friday between 5 and 7, and then you don't get another visitation till the next week or whatever it is. Here, because it's based on video and because video is connected into the housing units, in theory, a person can come and visit with a person in jail anytime, just depending on how we set it up. It broadens the time frame, and because the inmates' visitation is in the housing unit, I don't have to assign special staff to supervise that. They can be done anytime somebody shows up here. So then it also means that, if a loved one and family member is working, they don't necessarily have to take time off to come and visit. They can visit at their convenience to some degree, and then it allows more visits to occur. We did a study a year or two ago. I think visitation in the main jail was less than 20% of the inmates got visitation at all. And we're hoping that this will expand greatly. And for the inmates that were coming out of Santa, the North County, it was even less than that. So we're hoping to improve visitation. If I'm talking to, if you're in jail, there are bars, there's glass, right, and I yell at you from the other side of the bars of the glass. I said, imagine trying to supervise your children from outside the house while they're playing inside. It works to a point, but to a point it doesn't. This is direct supervision, which means I'm inside the bars of the glass with you as a staff person, and that way I can directly impact your behavior. And also, the guards can be trained in the programming style, much like the counselors and other people, and then we can project onto them some of what's going on during their classrooms, tell them what they need to know. Bob, remember, if you start acting that way, you have to start thinking through your behavior, things like that. But one of the things we're trying to emotionally get ready for, get acceptance to, is visitation from the housing units to the outside world, not just here. So you call your grandmother in Chicago, if you're other family members, and then that means to create that connection to your family that usually helps your behavior improve over time. So similar to what I talked about out there, bring you in. Right here we're going to have, it was talked about in the board suits, a body scanner. So to limit the amount of contraband, drugs that come into the facility, you go through a body scanner and then you find whatever you have hidden in various orifices throughout your body.
Is that like the TSA scanners like that?
It's more of an X-ray type scan. The old style TSA scanners basically would find stuff that was in your clothes maybe, but it wouldn't find things where inmates like that. By having arraignment take place via video to court. So we've already started working with the public defender. She is really big on doing video arraignment. And other, we call it arraignment, but it can be more or less any small matter that someone would have to go to court for. So it could be an evidentiary hearing, a bail hearing, it could be a time extension, but it cuts down on the number of people who have to go physically to court, come physically back. It also means that inmate can, on the day he has to go to court, still do some of his other programming if they don't conflict. Now, if you go to court, for that day, you're done. You're in court pretty much all day long. You can't bring it back soon enough. This facility have options to encourage good behavior, especially with the modern, younger inmate today. I mean, if I'm giving them a tablet, they do their homework, they're doing their legal research. If they've been good all week and I give them an hour on the tablet of game time, that's a big thing nowadays, and that's a motivator for a lot of these people. Or let's say I give them, half an hour, you can send emails to your family. I mean, it's just a way to communicate,
good behavior has good results. Why don't you behave?
Right now,